Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. We're here for the Conference League, Europa League, and Champions League prediction. We only have one more left after this one, obviously, the finals prediction for all of them. First of all, it's the Conference League. Chelsea obviously beat Djurgården away 4-1. Too big of a result. I think they did the same versus Legia Warszawa. I think they beat them like 3-1 or something away. And then Legia Warszawa got a good result at the bridge. Yeah, I actually think they won 3-0 away and lost 2-1 at the bridge. So I'm seeing something similar potentially. Chelsea obviously focusing heavily on the Premier League recently, beating Liverpool to confirm a top 4 position. They could potentially lose once again, but still go through. But I think, they have great confidence after that Liverpool victory. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-2. 2-2, Chelsea go through, obviously. And the other one is Betis 2-1 versus Fiorentina. I'm guessing this was in Spain. I mean, it's a good result for Betis, but it could definitely be better. Fiorentina wouldn't be that mad losing 2-1 away at Betis. I mean, two good teams. Fiorentina, they have a lot of experience in the Conference League. Real Betis, they are on a hot streak this season. Anthony, I think, he's registered 11 GA so far this season for Real Betis since joining them from Manchester United. So, I'm going to go for another draw. I'm going to say 2-2 or 1-1. I'm going to say 1-1, Fiorentina, Betis. The game ends 1-1. Real Betis go through. Real Betis, Chelsea FC Conference League final. This is obviously my prediction since before, and I'm predicting Chelsea FC to lift the Conference League. Moving on to the Europa League, we have Manchester United who beat Bilbao away 3-0. Like Bilbao, looking at them, I think they finished first or second. No, Lazio finished first in the Europa League group stage. They finished like second or third. Obviously, the final being played in their stadium. And they dispatched teams, quite well, potentially. Even though that Roma one, like a lot of it was due to Hummels' red card and so on. But losing 3-0, I didn't watch their performance or game, obviously, but I saw they got a red card early on. That probably ruined the game. A bit similar to Roma, basically, at the same stadium. But yeah, Manchester United got a huge result, and it's too big of a result for Bilbao to come back. And we know United, they could potentially battle, but I think 3-0 is too much. A bit similar to, Madrid and Arsenal. Second leg, I'm going to say Bilbao win 2-1, but Manchester United obviously go through. And lastly but not least, Tottenham Hotspurs versus Bodo Glimt. Spurs won 3-1, I believe, in England. Yes, and obviously taking it away. I think Bodo Glimt got a goal towards the end, potentially wanting to do a comeback. I do remember Spurs under Mourinho. I think they played Dinamo Zagreb. I think they won 2-0 in England. And then they lost 3-0 away to an Orsic hat-trick. Could that happen again? I think Bodo Glimt will do it very tight, but just not enough. So I will say Bodo Glimt to beat Tottenham 3-2. 3-2. Spurs go through. Spurs versus Manchester United, Europa League final. Obviously, my predictions before was Atletico Bilbao. I didn't think United would go through like this, but I do believe United will be meeting Spurs in the Europa League final. And my winner is Manchester United under new manager Ruben Amorim. And lastly but not least, the UEFA Champions League, what you guys have been waiting for. What I've been waiting for. Barca, Inter, Paris Saint Germain, Arsenal. One thing's for sure, before these games started, both ties were very neck and neck. 55-45, maybe 60-40, but it was really tight. And even after the first legs have been played, it's still tight. Starting off with Barca, Inter. 3-3, obviously, in the first game. Obviously, I've had my opinions and my thoughts about that game and everything, but now we're going to strictly focus on the second leg. I think Inter have some kind of confidence of how easy it was to score versus Barca. When it came to Barca, they needed Yamal brilliance, Rafinha brilliance, Pedri brilliance to get those 3 goals. Inter Milan, it was 2 corners, a quick goal at the beginning, and they had so many transitions. The thing is, though, Flick is not the manager to adapt. Flick is not the manager to change something just because, he conceded 3 goals in the first leg. So Barca probably just going to play the same football. So Inter will feel very confident that they can score versus them. Barcelona will also obviously feel confident that they can score. They scored 3 goals in that game and know they can do even better. The pressing, the passing, everything was great in that game. But obviously they can improve. Inter can improve. I've read that Pavard is back. I think Lautaro Martinez will miss the game though. Balde is not back for FC Barcelona. So yeah, I mean, it's a really tight game. It's a really tight game. Obviously, Inter got a favorable result at the Mandzukic. Barca didn't get what they wanted, but a 3-3, it's like you're only going to play 1 game going into that Champions League final. If this was a previous Barca, I think it would have been over. I think this would have been over. I think if this was Xavi's Barca, it's over. Going away to the San Siro, not having a lead. But Flick, Barca this season has shown me something different. They are a different team this season, especially mentality-wise. We saw that in the Copa del Rey final. We've seen it in countless games this season. And I just can't go against Barca. So I'm going to predict FC Barcelona to go through, winning 2-1 at the San Siro. Huge victory by a defensive performance. A bit similar to Paris Saint Germain Arsenal at the Emirates. Barca need to go there and defend. Barca need to go there and make sure the most they concede in this game is 1 goal. That's the objective in my opinion. But I think it's really tight. Obviously, would not be a surprise if Inter go through. But I'm going to give the 2-1 to FC Barcelona. And lastly but not least, Arsenal versus Paris Saint Germain. Obviously, they will be coming countless of videos, live streams where we're discussing this game. But to briefly discuss it, I think Paris Saint Germain, the fans, the players, the club, can feel very confident after not just the result. That's what some people are talking about. Oh, you got 1-0. No, it's also about the performance. That's the difference between us and Liverpool. When Liverpool got the 1-0 at the Parc, they were garbage. They got Fugazi goal. Us, that was not Fugazi, and we were not garbage. So it's the performance, and we got a favorable result taking it to the back. But we can't get ahead of ourselves. We're not through. We're not 1 foot in the Champions League final. There's still 90 minutes to play, and it's only 1 goal. I've seen this Paris Saint Germain side concede stupid goals out of absolutely nowhere, and it wouldn't surprise me if that happens again. So I need to be honest with myself. This is still a tight game. This is still a game where Paris Saint Germain have to put in an 8.5, 9 out of 10 performance so we can go through to that Champions League final. When it comes to Arsenal, they obviously lost on the weekend versus Bournemouth. We also lost. So, yeah, I guess those two don't matter, but I don't know how Arsenal fans' confidence going into this game. Obviously, we rotated on the weekend. Arsenal did not, but yeah, I think Arsenal will probably come here, defend despite it being 1-0 and hoping for an outbreak. And all we got to do is be clinical. Obviously, news will soon come out regarding Ousmane Dembele's potential, like if he can play this game. But yeah, I'm feeling very confident for this game. I know exactly what we have to do. The players know exactly what they have to do. And Arsenal, I think they look a little bit out of place. Like, they're not suited to this big stage yet. Obviously, for next season, this will be a huge experience for that team and Arteta and everyone. But yeah, I think it's been distant in the stars that we're going to win this Champions League since the group stage. And I don't think Arsenal is going to stop us. But they're definitely going to put up a fight. And we have to respond very well. We're at the back. Sometimes we're a bit complacent. Sometimes we're a bit comfortable. And we're usually very unclinical. And we do concede stupid goals at the back. So hopefully the team makes me proud. And I'm predicting, honestly, the feeling that I have is going to be a draw. Because Paris Saint-Germain, what it showed me this season is that, and even last season under Luis Enrique, is in the Champions League, we'll always make it difficult for ourselves. But at the end of the day, we always manage to squeeze through. So I think that's what happened again. At 2-2, I don't think it's going to be extra time. I don't think it's going to be penalties. But I think the game is going to end 2-2. We're probably going to be playing a 4-1 game or something. Like, we're going to perform way better than the 2-2. I just know how unfortunate we are sometimes defensively, what we concede, how unclinical we are in front of goal. So 2-2 is my feeling, but obviously that's not going to be my prediction. That's not going to be my expectation ahead of this game. I'm expecting, honestly, if we win both, I'm really happy with that. So I predicted a 2-1 in the first game. Yeah, let's go with the 2-1 again. I'm predicting a 2-1 to Paris Saint Germain, getting 2 victories. We haven't done that apart from Brest in the knockout stages this season, double victory. So yeah, let's hope for another 2-1. That's been it from my boy PSG. And hopefully, guys, have enjoyed these predictions. Paris Saint Germain will obviously face FC Barcelona in the final, and you know who's gonna win. Paris Saint Germain. Hopefully, guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez, bye.